Welcome back to Mac Talks Football. And after that Arsenal game, I really did not think that I was going to watch any more football today, but I'm glad that I did because I got to watch this game between Atalanta and Napoli. And Napoli have won a massive game. It was such an entertaining game of football. It ended 3-2, so let's go ahead and talk about it. As I say, like after that Arsenal game, I was done basically, but I am so glad I watched this game. It was such a good game of football. I knew 1 and 3 fighting it out. Both these teams, it was top of the table clash. It was a really a great game of football. Both teams really went at it. Atlanta were the home side. They knew how important this game was. They have not won for about 3-4 weeks now. After going on that amazing for 14 game winning 12 game winning streak, they drew 3 consecutive draws, and now this was a big game for them against Napoli. They started really good, and I think again I'm gonna continue with my boxing analogies for today. This felt like the a fight of two giant heavyweights, like, and both of them really going at it hardcore strike, punch after punch. Nobody's really backing down, and they are landing punches as well. It's not just poking somebody or just playing around with them. It felt like a proper fight, both boxers going at it, and it was an end-to-end stuff. Conte, I like this version of Conte, to be very honest with you. Usually he's this season he has to be very honest, he has surprised me. In England we have been used to seeing him like more like a defensive sort of a coach, whether it be with Chelsea, whether it be with Spurs as well. He was that like with Juventus as well, but with Napoli he's changing a lot. He's not staying with that back three formation. And the way that he plays now, it's more attacking football as compared to the defensive approach he used to have. So it is quite interesting to see that as well. So, and both teams, as I said, they went to it. Atalanta struck first. Retegi comes back in the side and he scores that goal, and Atalanta take the lead. It becomes 1-0, quite a really good a well worked goal, and it falls to Retegi and he scores it. But Napoli don't back down. They come back right at it. I about 12 minutes later, they go and then they score. Apollano, a great strike from him. The way that he handles it, the first touch was everything in that role. And again, you can question Atalanta's defense, why he had so much space in that area. Why are you are letting him, just stay there? The ball comes at him, and he very comfortably, very calmly takes his first touch, which was brilliant, and then he slots it in, and the goalkeeper has no chance of saving that. It becomes a 1-0. And then I would say for me the best goal of the match was the Napoli second one, because how it was created. The ball from that left hand side, basically comes through a corner, and the way that Napoli, I would say that they crowded the box. It was really good. It was like 5 or 6 passes, and the ball finally comes in from that left hand side, and McTominay makes that a run. It was a great run, and this is one of the things that McTominay used to do at United as well, but unfortunately it was not really that successful. But the way that he's playing at Napoli, it just shows that sometimes a player needs a change of scenery. He has been really good at it, and the way that he made that run, the Atalanta would never, nobody was really marking him. It was a really smart run by McTominay, coming in right at the right at the end, and the boss comes in and he takes the shots and he scores the goal. They turn it around. It becomes a 2-1, and then we go into the second half with the game tied at 2-1. But then Lookman, again, it had to be Lookman. Apart from McTominay, out of the 5 goal scorers, 4 of them were like almost everybody sort of expected these guys to score. McTominay was the odd one out in this game. Lookman comes in, and in the second half, first half I would say it was it was like a 50-50 game between both these teams, but the second half I think Atalanta were on the front foot, because it was more important for them to win this game as compared to Napoli, because Napoli were already ahead of they are ahead of Atalanta, and Atalanta had not won for about, as I say, almost a month now. So the second half they went really hard, and they got their result with Lookman's getting that second goal. It becomes a 2-all, and then the way the game was going, it felt like Atalanta are going to be the team that go ahead and score the winner, but it was not to be there. They kept on trying, they kept on scoring, creating the chances, but the goalkeeper, Napoli's goalkeeper, was on another level today. I think 2-3 crucial saves he made, and he kept his team into them, and Napoli took advantage of that. I think another aspect of, again, it was a contest side. Of course, you expect them to have a good defensive shape. They realized that Atlanta were going really hard at it, so they absorbed all the pressure. They made sure that they don't concede after that second goal. After Lukman scored, it was all Atalanta for like 10-15 minutes, and they basically frustrated Napoli. Even though Atalanta, they frustrated Atalanta. Sorry, even though Atalanta made a lot of chances, they did not concede, and then after that they switched gears, and then they started hitting them on the counter attack. And then the counter attack happens, and the ball comes in, and who else but Romelu Lukaku? I mean, what up you that one of, if there's one guy you need, you would want in that moment of space, if you're a Napoli fan, to be in that position, it would have been Lukaku. The ball comes in and he towers over everybody else. The goalkeeper and the defender was marking him, and easily slots past the goalkeeper, and it becomes a 3-2. And then that was basically it. Napoli hold on, and they win a massive game. They're now I think they are 7 points ahead of Atalanta, with a same number of games playing, 6 points ahead of Inter, but Inter have 2 games in hand. They are going to play tomorrow, and then they are going to have 1 game in hand. But Napoli, amazing with a great performance. You cannot take anything away from both of these teams, because it was a really good game of football. It felt like the top two, one and first and third team of the league, league teams are playing like they are really fighting it out. It was a really good game of football, a really great spectacle for Serie A, that the top teams are going at it. Both of them are in the title race, and this game looked, it delivered. It delivered in every single way. Of course, Atalanta are going to be really disappointed that they did not win the game. I think they have lost in Serie A after almost 3 months, so that is a big thing for Atalanta. It's going to be quite interesting to see how they react with it. But Napoli, on the other hand, they needed that. They have not had a big a big statement victory against a big team this season. Even though they were on the top of the mountain for they have been on the top of the mountain for the longest, I think, as 8 to 9 weeks. They were at the top of the table. Then they were dethroned by Atalanta. Then Atalanta was dethroned by Inter. Then Inter were dethroned by Napoli again, and they are back. But even though Napoli were at the top for 9-10 weeks consecutively, they did not still have a clear cut a clear-cut win against a big team. So now they have had it, so they would hope that now they can continue staying there and make sure that they are there right at the end of the table. Atalanta, on the other hand, they would be really disappointed with what has happened. The game started really good. They had a setback. They came back, and they would have hoped that now they are the ones that they scored the winning goal, but they were not really able to do that. But I would say that the way that Sega is going on, I like there are so many twists and turns. As I said, that so all these 3 teams have been at the top of the table 3-4 times each, and there have been other teams who were at the top of the table as well. So I still don't think the league is done and dusted. There are still so many games, and I'm sure so many teams are, especially these 3 teams, are going to be at the top, and that is going to continue to change. So Atalanta need to make sure that they start winning games, that they don't let this loss get to their heads, and they make sure that they get back to winning this as quickly as possible, so that the title challenge and the title charge continues. So yeah, great game of football, great result for Napoli, a bit disappointing for Atalanta. So overall, a great game of football. So that is it from me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of Napoli's performance, what you guys thought of Atalanta's performance. Where do you think this title challenge is going? Who do you think out of these two is is more favorite to win it, or do you think both of them are going to lose and Inter are going to come in and swap in the title? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers as quickly as possible, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.